England have gone ahead to suffer their first loss at Wembley, I think, in how many years? Are they 3 or 4 years, if I'm not mistaken? But they've gone ahead to be beaten by the side of Brazil, and the game has gone ahead to end Brazil 1, England 0. Who went ahead to obviously do the needful? It was Endrick in the 80th minute who went ahead to obviously be released by Andreas Pereira, who plays for Fulham. Guess who went ahead to obviously lose the ball? It was, is it Webster? Is called what? The name of that England guy that came in through to replace Harry Maguire. He came in through and he really went ahead to give away that ball and resulted into, I think it's Dunk. You know, Dunk headed that ball into the vicinity of Andreas Pereira, and Andreas Pereira never did anything wrong apart from releasing the Brazilian youngster to make it 1-0. And that really went down to give Brazil the lead. And England couldn't obviously come in through the needful. They couldn't really get themselves really up and running. Smash the like button, comment and share if you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Those who support England, that has been the final result coming in through from that fixture, as Brazil has gone ahead to beat England by 1-0. When you look at England, they came to this game of football when I think they had all what it takes to kill off this game. They were at home, they're having a better squad. When you look at Brazil, they played with 7 debutants. Can you imagine? Brazil had 7 debutants into that game. Now, I'm hearing some English people say they never had their first 11. That's what they're really trying to really trade around, that they never had their first 11. But even Brazil never had its first 11. They never had their creme de la creme and their players, or the best of their players. For example, they never had Marquinhos. They never had, was Alexandro there? Alexandro was not there. Neymar was not there. Casemiro was not there. Martinelli was not there. Gabriel Jesus was not there. Martinelli was not there. Gabriel Magalhaes was not there. So they missed out on close to 6-7 players as the side of Brazil. So I don't want anyone to come out and say we missed out on our players. We missed out on Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka. We missed out on to Luke Shaw and very many others. I really understand when they are available, they can really look a better team, but that is not an excuse to give. You shouldn't come here and use that as an excuse, because for a nation like England, you're really having pure talent, but it all goes down to the manager. I've come here on several occasions and told you that the problem of England is their manager. The manager is really the problem. If they don't find means of really getting in a new manager who knows how to really manage the game of football, England will never win any trophy. I tell you, if there is a chance they had to give this guy, it would have gone ahead to end during the World Cup, because he had a very good club of players and he made a very stupid mistake in the final game of football where they needed to obviously act on well. Remember, Raheem Sterling was away for like 2 weeks after his home was robbed, and Marcus Rashford had gone ahead to come in through, and I think Rashford scored 3 goals in the World Cup. After that, in the most crucial game they're playing against France, guess who he brings on first? I think he took off, was it Jack Grealish? And he brought on Raheem Sterling, a player who was not training with the team for like 2 weeks, and he gave him a nod into that beautiful game of football. And guess what? He brought in Marcus Rashford later when the game was coming to pass. So how can you term such a manager? He is really incompetent. He cannot really manage, unless otherwise England is okay with reaching the final, playing in the semi-finals, and sometimes ending out in the quarterfinals, you know. But if at all they really want to win what we call big trophies, the Euros and the World Cup, England has to do the needful and really stop this. And how do you stop it? Go ahead and sack this manager, because he's not going to take this side of England any further. How did he line up at the beginning of the game? These are the people really had. Should you go to the lineup? Let's go to the stats first. Now, let's go to the stats first and show you how England looked on the night. Show you how Brazil went ahead, obviously dominated this game of football, yet England was at home. And it is really very ashamed that a team like Brazil has gone ahead to be dominated. Sorry, a team like England that was playing at home has gone ahead to be dominated by the side of Brazil. It's really very saddening that Brazil went ahead to dominate England. You know, if you are dominated, hear me out very well. If you are dominated, after being dominated, you play what we call a very pragmatic style of football and you win, the rest is going to be history, right? The rest is going to be history because a win covers lots of things. But if you really find yourself in a position of really losing and you've gone ahead to play pragmatic football, then what excuse are you going to give? So, England had 14 shots. Brazil had 14 shots too. 3 shots on target for England. Then 5 shots on target by Brazil. Out of those 5, 1 crossed the line. 53% ball possession by England, 47% ball possession by Brazil, 494 passes by England, 454 passes completed by Brazil, 89% passing accuracy by England, 86% passing accuracy by Brazil, 11 fouls by England. Brazil had 19, meaning that they're really trying to struggle to win all those balls in there for you. 1 yellow card to both sides, 0 red cards to both sides, 2 offsides to England, 0 offsides to the side of Brazil, then 7 corners to the side of England and 2 corners to the side of Brazil. So Brazil was really one of those teams that had 7 players making their debut, and they really looked good on the night. This was the first game for the manager of Brazil, and if at all he starts up with a win against England, that is something worth to be motivated about. And Darivo Jr. has come in through and really put in the required shift for the side of Brazil, and what a way to obviously start off and get into the winning ways. I really loved the way he went ahead to obviously dominate and really pass from behind, and sometimes he sat back and really hit them on the break, like you saw that goal coming through. They pressed them very well. And trust me, if you're to talk about clear-cut chances, it's Brazil that really had clear-cut chances. And this was the first one that Vinicius Jr. went ahead to miss out. And I think this will show you that a win of Brazil was written all over the world, that it is coming. Look at that chance. Vinicius Jr. got that ball, he ran into space, faced the goalkeeper, tried to dink it past the goalkeeper, and it never had enough energy to cross the line. And this is what happened. It was really stopped to obviously cross the line by Kyle Walker. And you see, it was in the 11th minute. It was in the 11th minute, meaning that England would have gone ahead to concede in the 11th minute. They would have gone ahead to concede in the 11th minute, provided Vinicius Jr. had gone ahead to really apply more energy to the ball. And you see, he had obviously gone into what we call the celebration mode. And who stopped him? It was Kyle Walker. So Brazil was really having a best game, and they've gone ahead to really get the best laugh of the day. And then Vinicius Jr. was brought down, and it looked like they were calling in for penalty, but the referee said no penalty, and that was in the was it the 25th minute in there for you. Vinicius was brought down, and there were close to 3 calls of penalties, but they all went out uncounted. The referee said, this is a game of men, and let's continue to see to it that you people do your job and play your part in there for you. And that's how that chance was not really rewarded as a penalty to Brazil. Then I first want to show you the Brazilian chances in the first half especially. Then I come up and really show you that England was really living by the God's mercy. Again, another Lucas Paqueta went ahead to hit what we call the crossbar. Sorry, the post. You know, Brazil really had better chances, by the way. I'm going to show you those of England, but to me, Brazil really went ahead to really have better and better chances into that game. And you cannot come out and really give me a reason that England had all what it takes to really win this game of football. I think they never had all what it took to win this game of football. Harry Maguire went ahead to obviously make a very awful pass. It had resulted into, I think it was Rafinha killing them off. You understand? And it was Pickford that really came to their rescue, and it never really came to the finish that he wanted. But Harry Maguire had gone ahead to gift, and it resulted into that chance. 41 minutes. That's how things really went down in the first half. And it looked like they are not really willing to come in through and do the needful. And let me show you a little bit of what England really had to do into this game. And where are the chances of England? Let me try to get you the first one. It came in through from Ollie Watkins. And if I told you Ollie Watkins, you need to kill off this chance. You need to kill off this chance because you are playing in a team that is captained by Harry Kane. Because Harry Kane is like a goalkeeper, and there is no way the manager is going to come out and really feel like you deserve to start in his team when you don't kill off chances like those. Harry Kane, even if he misses many, he's a proven guy. He is proven, and no one can really stop him. When you look at that chance in the 17th minute, he had to kill it off. All else, find a pass to find Anthony Gordon here to really kill off the game. But Ollie Watkins missed a big chance in the 17th minute, and it shows you how he's missing maybe the chemistry and that concentration, playing with pressure because he knows that this is not his number. But to show that you're ready to take over Harry Kane, you need to be doing things that he does on a regular better than he does them. That's what he's supposed to do. I gave you an example during the match preview about Argentina between Lautaro Martinez and Julian Alves. Julian Alves went ahead to score 4 goals at the World Cup. But the first game, he came off the bench. He played very well, and he was never given a chance to start. When he came on through, he played very well, and ever since then, he started all the remaining 6 games, for Argentina. Even he played in the final. Lautaro Martinez was really coming in from the bench. It shows you the power of a player who wants to obviously take over. When you want to take over a player, you need to come and outperform that player. That's what Ollie Watkins have gone ahead to really fail to do. And on Tuesday, we are told Harry Kane is going to be back. Now, when he returns, how do you expect Ollie Watkins to obviously bench him? Looks like he's going to get straight into the team. So that was really something good about Harry Kane's being out. And I think where Harry Kane is smiling because he's got to know that Ollie Watkins has not going to hate to score a goal in my absentia. And if he scores a goal in his absentia, it means something different altogether. Then another chance was gotten by England in the first half. Chilwell tried to volley from outside the box only for the ball to leave Wembley. So he really missed out onto a very beautiful chance to kill off a game of football like that. And he tried to volley it up because we all know how good he is when it comes to those rebounds. And by the way, they had a lot of space. Look at the first opponent that would have gone ahead to come close him was, Vinicius Jr. was also trying to run and really close him up. And I think in this moment, he would have gone ahead to concentrate better, and that volley would have gone ahead to really look good. If it was directed here in the top left corner, it would have gone ahead to really count and really make it important for the side of England. So that is it for the side of England. And I think let me try to find out one more chance. And then in the second half, England was really all over. It was this team. It was Brazil all over the place, and Brazil went ahead to really get more and more good chances in there for you. So that is Brazil for you. And they've gone ahead to obviously win the game of football. But Marcus Rashford came on, he came on. After he came on, even a United young lad known as Kobbie Mainoo also showed up onto the occasion, and that was really important. For Marcus Rashford, I think the reason as to why he never started this game of football is because he was played 120 minutes when Man United was playing against Liverpool. And I think Erik ten Hag had a chat with Gareth Southgate and told him, please, I don't want to see to it that these players really get in to play all those minutes. Him and Kobbie Mainoo were not supposed to start. And look at Marcus Rashford when he came on through. He tried to really create chances and really put in some balls. There was a chance that he got, but he was really got out of the direction of the ball by, I think, a brush coming in from Danilo. It was really a slight brush, and Marcus Rashford missed out on that header. But He was not started because he played in the game of Liverpool 120 minutes, and the manager said you should come off the bench to play in like 20 minutes. So after him coming in through, but I think he's gonna really start in the game of Belgium because he's really in elite form. He's really in elite form and enjoying himself very, very well as a player at the side of England. In the previous 3 games for Man United, Marcus Rashford has gone ahead to score 3 goals, 1 against Man City, 1 against Liverpool, and 1 against Everton. So in a game like this, I would have gone ahead to expect him to put out a very good output, but the team of England was struggling. Let's all be really very, 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 very clear. The team was really struggling, and he needed to see to it that this man comes in through to help them a little bit. Now, headlining the news is Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo, he has made his debut for England at the age of 18, and I never saw him put a foot wrong. He really played very, very well. He's this kind of player who rarely comes out to really lose out, especially onto things like this. You understand? He's really good. I really love everything he puts out as a player, and I think we've gone ahead to trust him to really be getting in more and more and more of himself. So that is Kobbie Mainoo, 74th minute. You get? That's when he obviously came ahead to obviously come on and really do the needful for the side of England. And he really had a very good goal, you know. And nothing really went ahead to stop him from really thriving that midfield. He was really good, and I know he's gonna get himself into the starting 11 for the side of England when they're playing against Belgium. And as I told you, there is a midfield 3 I'm really waiting for. I'm waiting for that midfield of Declan Rice, Kobbie Mainoo, and what's the name of that guy? He's called Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Kobbie Mainoo. Those 3 players. I want to see those 3 players really playing together. I'm really dying to see them do this job together. I'm really dying to see them take this to the next level. You understand? I'm just really excited about this young lad because I've gone here to see and known what he's really good at, and the team of England really needs him because he is going to really elevate that midfield a lot. I know he's better than Conor Gallagher, but I know why Conor Gallagher started ahead of him. Conor Gallagher started ahead of Kobbie Mainoo because this guy has always gone ahead to play in the English national team. He was at the World Cup. He has been everywhere, and this was like not a novice job for him. But for Kobbie Mainoo coming in throughout that age, it was a novice job for him to do, debut in, and he will get into that starting 11 of England. Trust me, that midfield, it's going to be Declan Rice, Kobbie Mainoo, and Jude Bellingham. Everyone fancies that, and they just can't wait to see that happen. But in the game of Belgium, it might be hard for us to see it because the player, Jude Bellingham, walked off the field of play when he's really injured, right? When he's really injured. And that really comes out to really put us in an ocean of questions whether he's going to be available and why force him on the field of play when he's really injured. Arsenal fans wouldn't really like this to happen, to see that this player comes in through to do the needful into that game. I'm talking about Declan Rice, because today he never looked bad, but I think against Belgium, they will really feel like, why should you be playing him all of those games? You know, why should you be playing him all those games? And he really said, why should you be playing all his games? And I think he shouldn't be playing all those minutes. But for Declan Rice, he has been really doing this for a very, very long time, and I think it's not really gonna end here as a player who does the needful for the side of England. He's gonna start the game of Belgium, and the match preview is gonna really come in through very, very soon. The other player that really looked good for me in that England shirt was Jarrod Bowen when he came in through. Guys, did you notice what he did? He really did a lot, you know, and he was like, let me try to fight for this position where Bukayo Saka plays. Though I think he has gone ahead to outscore Bukayo Saka this season in the Premier League. Saka has like 13 goals, and this guy is really having a problem with his goals. So this guy's gonna hate to outscore him, but Saka's gonna hate to put in a lot at the national team, that he was voted the England football all-male footballer of the year by his colleagues, meaning that he is really highly respected for what he does in there for you. And all what Gerard Bowen needs to pray for is he needs to obviously get to a bigger team. That is it. If Gerard Bowen, right? If Gerard Bowen came in through and played for a team like Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, trust me, he could easily compete and really get Bukayo Saka out of that position very, very easily, because stuff will be happening in a better way and he will be like, all right, let's obviously do the needful and really get going. So that's exactly what I think it's going to be like for him, and he needs to elevate his game in there for you. Not elevate like in the way he plays, but at the team he plays for, because you can come out and really not get him there when Bukayo Saka is really playing for side of Arsenal. Bukayo Saka playing for Arsenal only puts him into the first starting 11 for the side of England, you know. And the only way you can really dislodge him for that position is when you're scoring 20 goals a season as a right attacking midfielder at a side called Arsenal, Man United in there for you. They can hear for you playing for Liverpool, Man City, because it depends which team you're playing in for, and that will be really good. In the 80th minute, that's when they went ahead to concede the goal through Endrick, and the manager's gonna hate to say the following about Endrick. This is the England boss. He said, we know he's a dangerous player. He's managed to follow in for the goal. We should have defended that ball better than we did. It's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant moment for him, netting his first goal for the Brazilian national team. I was excited about what the commentator said when Endrick went ahead to score that goal. He asked himself, is this one of the many that he's gonna score in his career in that Brazilian shirt? That is Endrick for you. And he went ahead to put in a shift that was really well desired. But it was Vinicius Jr. having a 1v1 against Pickford, and then Pickford saves that ball, then it goes in the vicinity of Endrick, and Endrick was unmarked, and he really went ahead to tap into an empty net. That's why the manager is saying they would have gone ahead to defend better, because Endrick had other England players behind him that really thought that Vinicius Jr. was going to kill it off. And why do you cross the bridge before you reach it? I think that's the hugest question that the manager of England is telling his players, that why did you really down tools before you obviously coming through to see to it that you really feel like everything goes on and you see to it that it's done and dusted. That's the problem. And I think he's right. And Endrick went ahead to put in a very fantastic celebration in here for you. That is Endrick for you. And that's how he went ahead to celebrate into that moment in there for you. Let me try to obviously make it bigger, and you see how Endrick went ahead to celebrate in front of the 90 capacity seater stadium of Wembley, and he was like, yeah, this is Endrick, and I'm gonna hate to torment your lives. Do what you do. I'm here to stay, and I'm going nowhere. So Endrick has gone ahead to open up his account for Brazil after scoring against the side of England. And this guy had gone ahead to obviously get into the mode, and he was going to kill them off. You know, look, in the last minute, as the referee neared to really press the whistle onto his mouth to really end the game, Endrick found himself on a 1v1 with Pickford, and Pickford went ahead to make another save. And I think, to me, Pickford is one of the biggest performers today, because I went ahead to save like 2 1v1s. He saved 2 1v1s on the night, and what a way to see to it that he really put in a very good goal in there for you. So for me, I'm really excited to see to it that Endrick is really looking like that, and kudos to the side of Brazil that I've gone ahead to sign this youngster and obviously get him into this big opportunity to really future here and really show us his capabilities as a player, because we all know what he's good at. He's a very, 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 very good player, and Brazil is having a player that most of the people believe he's really going to come out and become the best of the best in what he does. And remember, Real Madrid has already gone ahead to sign him, and he's going to join them, I think. Is it this summer? He's going to join them to see to it that he does business with them. Young player, very energetic. I really love everything he does, and today he has shown us how good a number 9 is. If you are mistaken and really not well briefed about this young boy, he's just 17 years of age. Endrick is just 17 years of age, and people were like talking about him, and he has finally gone ahead to arrive. A statement has been made by him, and here we come in peace to really bring you the best of Endrick into the system in here. He had gone ahead to kill off this game, and I think that would have been a very good moment for him. Scoring a brace against England. Oh my! He would have gone ahead to celebrate it like no other, but only that one goal was enough. Brazil went ahead to keep a clean sheet. That is one of the things you should really note about. And their defense had people who are not really regulars. To me, it's the first time I've gone ahead to see Bruno and Beraldo playing the central defense. I've always gone ahead to get used to Gabriel Magalhaes and Marquinhos. You understand? But those two have been out, and guess what? They've gone ahead to keep a clean sheet. And surprisingly, the manager didn't use Richarlison. You know, that is really very, 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 very perturbing. Aren't you perturbed? Aren't you surprised that Richarlison was not really used into this game of football? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen that he is Richarlison for you. And I'm asking myself, how come that Endrick was brought onto the field of play and Richarlison was not brought onto the field of play? It is really very perturbing. But it's the manager who has the best answer. And I remember bringing you a story here when this guy was really very, very, very charged for this side. Now, let's go to James Maddison. He was really unused. He was one of the unused substitutes into this game of football. Yet I thought that he would have gone ahead to take off Phil Foden and get on James Maddison to play as a central attack midfielder behind Declan Rice and Kobbie Mainoo. And then he switched Foden onto the right. And getting Gerard Bowen onto the right attacking side of the midfield, because that would have gone ahead to do better. But he brought on Konsa, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Gerard Bowen, and Marcus Rashford plus Kobbie Mainoo. They came in through to play the game. For Brazil, they brought on Bremer. Bremer is linked to Man United and Tottenham Hotspur and very many other teams in there. For Douglas Luiz, who plays for Aston Villa, also had some minutes to play into this encounter that was played at the Wembley Stadium. And then Andreas Pereira, responsible for that line-breaking pass release Vinicius Jr. that exposed a 1v1 situation in between Vinicius Jr. and Pickford. Vinicius Jr. failed to really put that ball past him, but after Pickford prevented that attempt coming in through from Vinicius Jr., the ball fell in the vicinity of the young Brazilian Endrick, 17-year-old, the Brazilian teenager, and put it in the back of the net. Then Savio came on through, Endrick came on through, and Pablo Maia also came in through to do the job. But I really like the way Brazil played, the confidence they played with from the central defense to the midfield to the other side of the pitch. And I just can't imagine to see how Brazil is going to be looking after these other players really coming through to do the job for the side of England. Then Gareth Southgate has come out and he put out another statement that hugely stated that after the game, Palmer and Henderson trained with the group today. Belgium played with a different 11 in their first game of the break, so they will be a bit fresher. A brilliant experience for players on Tuesday. I know there will always be a negative reaction to losing, but I thought within 15 minutes to go, the crowd were with the team. They could see inexperienced players going in and doing well. For me, it's all about inexperience. It's all about your tactics. It's all about the tactics of the manager. And I really feel bad that this guy, who is a PE or a kindergarten coach, is being linked to my club that I support. Can you believe that? People are linking this guy to Man United. Can you believe that? You know, he's being linked to Man United. And who does that? To link this guy to Man United. Unless you're naive, That's when you come out and link a player like him to the club of Man United. It's really unforgivable, you know. It's a clearly got to obviously coming through and really say that this guy should be the manager of Man United. This guy is a PE teacher. There is nothing he knows about managing the game, because if you're playing against Brazil, you have to know what is the weakness of Brazil. You know, they are also having inexperienced players. The players he's talking about that are really inexperienced, they're the same players that Brazil even has. So in so doing, you cannot come out and really criticize a team like that. All you have to come in to say is, our players never really did the best. We are not our level best to obviously meet in there for you, to meet our levels, to beat Brazil, but we expect that we are going to do better in the game of Belgium. But don't talk about inexperience. Did you have 7 debutants? Today, England had only 2 debutants. That is Anthony Gordon, who started, and Kobbie Mainoo, who came off the bench. But Brazil had 7 debutants in that team. I'm going to let you know that Brazil never had Neymar. They never had Martinelli. They never had Gabriel Jesus. They never had Casemiro. They never had Gabriel Magalhaes. They never had Alisson Becker. They never had Ederson Molares. They never had Sandro. Close to 11, 12 players have been out because of injury. So Brazil never had its creme de la creme. And for England, who was missing that game? I think that back four, Luke Shaw was missing. Harry Kane was missing. Who else? And Bukayo Saka. Three players. But for Brazil, they almost missed out their entire starting 11. And they came up and really beat England. So just own up the defeat and get to know that you are a manager who needs to get sacked out of this team of England. And I tell you, as I finish up this video, I tell you, if England wants to win something special in their era, they should do one thing: sack Gareth Southgate. Sack him and the rest will be good to go. But if you don't sack Gareth Southgate, you aren't gonna really get yourself to where you deserve to be. Now, that is really good, and I've gonna hate to see someone else known as Peter Smith out Wembley for Sky Sports. He said ultimately it was an injury-hit Brazil side packed with the debutants, with a new manager in charge, and on their worst run of results in 22 years, which came out on top. Gareth Southgate and England will need to find a more spark and more defensive cohesion when they face Belgium at the National Stadium on Tuesday, if they are to showcase why they are being fancied among the favorites to become Euros champions in Germany this summer. I love you, Peter Smith. I'm gonna give you a follow, because you've gonna hate to really lay it this out loud and clear. This guy has gonna hate to face a side that had 7 debutants with a new manager, and they've gonna hate to beat England. So if he's talking about the debutants, then he should get to know that Brazil had the more inexperienced side, and they came up and really did the needful. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're already watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Man of the match, I give it to Endrick, 17-year-old, scoring his first goal for the Brazilian shirt. He made his debut when they're playing against Colombia. I think Brazil lost by 2-1 in that encounter. So I give him the man of the match. Gareth Southgate deserves a sack. I don't want to read stories again on social media linking him to Man United. How can you link a primary teacher to joining university to lecture university students? This guy is a primary teacher, and he shouldn't even be thought about to become the replacement of Erik ten Hag at the club of Man United. The Muslims, Barak, Laufikum, and Ramadan Karim. To the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. I'm having Gael, Shaquille, Rodrigo is amazing. Yeah, he was amazing and was played as a false number 9, and he really did his job very well. You know, the hold-up play, the way he really went ahead to really involve Vinicius Jr. and Rafinha into play, that was really exquisite, and I was really very, very, very much excited about him. And it shows you that he was taken off and the goal scorer was brought on. That's what we call being a good manager. But the manager of England is sick, And there is no way you'll ever tell me that he'll ever win England something, because he'll be beaten on tactics. That England side had all the potential to knock out France in the World Cup, but because of his ill tactics, he failed the side of England to going places. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Smash the like button, comment and share. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Shaquille Guile, thank you for being part of this channel, and all others that have been part of this channel. We sign out. See you later. Maybe we can do another live video